What is up, y'all? Today I will be ranking the WWE Championships, past and present. Some of these titles I have literally never seen before, so I'm going to start with the ones I have seen before. Let's start with this red Universal title. I'm going to throw that in D. I do not like that design. Also, I am basing this completely off of design, not off of title reigns at all. Then with this, I'm going to throw this up in B. I really do like that design. I just think it's middle of the pack. It's enjoyable design. Unlike the Universal title, that's just a period stained title. Next, I'll go with the blue Universal title. This one I'm going to throw in C. I don't like it more than this one, but I do like it a lot more than this one. This one I cannot stand. Next, let's go with the US title. I'm going to throw this in B tier. It's middle of the pack for me. I'm not a huge fan of this design. Sorry if I keep looking down. I'm not really great at this. Next we'll go with the current NXT Tag Team Championships. I think that's an A tier. I loved these titles as soon as they debuted them and changed them from those old ones that were really flat and gave it a really nice plate design. Let's go with the old NXT Tag Team Championships. I think those are right here, middle of the pack, just like the rest of them. They're nice designs, they're just not as good as these ones. And then the scratch logo title. I'm gonna go with C for this one. It's a little more bland than this title. There's almost no color, and any color that is there is really faded. So that's my opinion on that one. The purple cruiserweight title. I love the design of the plates, but the strap being purple, I'm gonna go with B. I do really like the design of the plates, and I think they did something really nice here. I just wish it was less colorful and looked a little more like a title. Next, let's go with the US spinner. I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but that kind of will consistently happen. This one I'm gonna throw in D. I really do not like that spinner championship at all as far as design goes. That I think is ugly as fuck. The big gold, S. Immediately S. Best championship that I would say WWE, but technically this was originally a WCW belt. One of my favorite designs of all time. Let's go with the Fiend Championship. I'm gonna throw that in D. I really cannot stand when they throw someone's face as the title. Same thing for the Jeff Hardy Immortal title. I think that thing's ugly as shit. The $1 million title. I'm gonna throw that in. I'm gonna throw that in C because it does what it's trying to do. It's never really a sanctioned title, so not as important. So it does what it needs to do. It looks flashy, and it looks really good for what it is. Now the WWE Championship spinner belt. I might get a little bit of hate for this, but I'm gonna put it in A. I really enjoy it. Actually, no. I'm gonna put it in B. I do really like the title. It was the title I grew up with, but it's not as good as the Big Gold. Honest to God. The Greatest Royal Rumble Championship. I'm putting that in C because it's a nice design. The green's a little gross, and I'm not counting how significant it is at all. Even though I kind of talked about that with the $1 million, I'm not counting the significance. 24/7 D. Do I even have to say it has blank side plates? What do I go with next? The current Intercontinental Championship. I really actually like this design. I just wish they had added a little bit more color like the Intercontinental title has. This looks more to me like an NXT Championship than a SmackDown Championship, I think it is. But I'm going to throw it in A. I think it is just as good as NXT Tag Team Championship that they currently have, and it is a really nice design, honestly, in my opinion. Next up, let's go with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. This is above that one, actually, so I'm going to put this in B, and I'm going to put this in C, because I do like this more than I like that. I really do enjoy that design, that look more, and I think the title should have been in NXT from the start, if they weren't going to really do much with it on the main roster. Sorry if I'm quiet, that's just because I have a shit mic. Let's go with the Women's Tag Team Championships. I'm going to put those in B. I like the design. I really love the design, and I love that they did something different than just a white strapped version of the men's tag team titles. The old Intercontinental Championship, S. Beautiful title. old, I say, but it was recent-ish. That is a top-tier title design, in my opinion. Next, North American Championship. I'm gonna put that in A. I really enjoy all of the NXT Championship designs, and I think they'll all probably end up in A. But that is really nice title, and very different than what they usually do with their titles. Let's go with the rated R spinner. I'm going to put this on the same level as the other one because I do like the way that Edge customized it, and instead of just keeping it as it was and putting a nameplate, they went the extra mile and gave him a whole new faceplate that spun, just like the other one, but it was one of my favorites when I was younger. Now let's go with the old NXT Championship. Oh wow, not putting it up there. I'm going to put this in C, because it's a little better than the ones down here, but it's not by much. It is a low C. It is not very good. The Winged Eagle title, S. That title is beautiful. One of the best titles ever. Hands down, one of the best WWE Championship designs ever. Let's go with the Brahma Bull title. I'm not a huge fan of this design, but I do think it's better than those ones. I like it a little bit, so I'm going to put it in C. It's good-ish. It's okay, I would say. It's not good. It's not great. It's okay. Raw Tag Team Championships. I'm going to put these... I think I'm going to put these in D. I really don't like the red strap. The red is too bright. I wish it was a little darker because it pops way too much, in my opinion. Let's go with the SmackDown Tag titles. I like them a little more because the blue makes the white pop because it's darker, or the silver pop because it's a little darker of a color. But besides that, I don't like it that much more. I really want them to change those designs. What do I want to go with next? The penny belts. Those go in D too. I think those are fucking ugly titles. I don't really have much to say about the ugliness of that title. That hardcore title goes in D as well. It's fucking ugly. I cannot stress that enough. Let's go with the World Tag Team Championships. Let's put those in A. Those are my favorite tag team titles ever, and I think that they just look the best. They are really well designed, especially since they took some slight... They didn't even take inspiration from the old ones, actually. No, they just took the name from those ones. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. And then the WWE Tag Team Championships, I don't like them as much, but I do like them a lot. I'll put them in B. They're really good tag titles overall. They're just not my favorite. Intercontinental Championship Oval Design. I'm going to get just a little bit of heat for this. I'm going to throw them in C. And here's why. I don't like it at all. There's nothing super appealing to me about this title. Whereas, it's not D tier because it's not as bad as these ones at all. But it's pretty bad. Next, the really old Intercontinental title. I think I'm going to put that in the same spot as the other one. They are the same title fundamentally. The only difference really is the logo and the white strap and some minor design differences. Next, let's go with the Internet Championship. I think it's ugly. I think that anytime you put a face on a title, that just doesn't work at all. The NXT UK Tag Team Championships. I'm putting those right there. Those are top tier. Maybe not all the way up here, but they are very close to the top of the list. They are really nice titles. The old school World Tag Team titles. I'm going to put them on the same level as those ones. I like them, just not as much as I like the other titles above it. And it's a high B. It's like a B.9. Like, damn. Next, the NXT Championship. I'm going to put that on the same level as the rest of the NXT titles that they currently have. I think that it is a really well-designed title, and I personally enjoy the fact that they added the customizable side plates without doing it the same way they did the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. Next up, let's do the European Championship. Let's throw it in... I do like the design. I don't like it a lot, but I like it. Let's throw it in B. B, I think, is a respectable placement for any title. But the European title, I think it's a very neat design. It's just not top of the tiers. What next? Divas title. Do I have to explain it? It's a fucking butterfly for the women. That's literally all it is. I did not realize there were two versions of those World Tag Team titles. I'm only 18, so I don't know all of these titles, but I think I'm gonna throw them on the same tier as those, because they look fundamentally the same. If I'm wrong, please judge me in the comments for being an idiot. NXT's first Women's Championship. It's an okay design. Oh, didn't do that. It's an okay design. I'm gonna put it in C. It's okay. It's not great. It's just okay. The Raw Women's Championship. So I was watching WrestleMania when they announced this as the WWE Women's Championship, and I think as a standalone title, it does its job and it looks really good. As the Raw Women's Championship, it slightly annoys me. So, because as time went on, I'm like, I wish that red stripe in there was black instead of red, because it would pop a little more. But if since I'm not basing it off of prestige or anything, I'm gonna throw it in. I'm not gonna throw it in the same category as the Raw Tag Championships. I'm gonna throw it in here because I like it. Just it's not my favorite title. Let's do SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm gonna throw that in C. I like how the blue makes the red stripe pop a little bit more than the red on red does. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. The Old School Women's Championship. I do not like the oval design to championships. I'm not a huge fan of that straight up oval and then just the pudge. Like this one, straight oval. This one has some curvage to it, and it changes and it moves. Like the ones that I'm really interested in have a more interesting design plate. Some of them don't. Some of them are super basic, but super basic and super beautiful, and I love that. But this one's just not top of the tier. I think it's okay. The WWE United Kingdom Championship. That, I don't think it's the same tier as those titles, but it's there. I think that's a very good placement. That is a very nice title that I wish had gone up to the main roster instead of staying in NXT UK, but it is still a very nice title. Hardcore Championship. The design is a beaten up winged eagle. It looks better than the New York one, definitely. The Tommy Dreamers, I think. I think I'm gonna go with C. I like it. It's just not an amazing title. It's okay. Just like a bunch of them. NXT Women's Championship, go in there. I wish it was a little different than the men's, but the silver, I think, sets it apart just a little bit. It's a pretty nice title. Undisputed Championship. Oh, fuck. Nope. Sorry. Did not mean to do that. I don't even know how I did that. But the Undisputed Championship is a top tier title. It is on par with the World Heavyweight Championship. Actually, I'm going to move it over there. So it is on par, in my opinion, with the World Heavyweight Championship. Almost. It's not exactly on par. I think that they did really good with the world titles in this era. Like, it went from Winged Eagle to Big Eagle to Undisputed and then to that, which, don't get me wrong, I really like this title still, but I think it's a downgrade from those ones a lot. And the World Heavyweights always look beautiful. The Cruiserweight Championship. I think I'm going to throw this here, because I like the plate design overall. I'm not a massive fan of it, because I was watching some during that era, but I'm not a huge fan of it, because I don't have like a nostalgia factor, even though it is still a pretty nice title. NXT UK Women's Championship. I think it's on par with the WWE UK Championship. I like the white strap though. The white strap. I love white straps on gold titles. It always looks really good to me. Smoking Skull. The Smoking Skull title. Where are you gonna go? I think the Smoking Skull goes in B. Like, I know I said I'm not a huge fan of like faces on it, and I mean it is technically a face, but the logo to it, the Smoking Skull logo on it, and just the smoke coming out its mouth, it is. And I even said I wasn't a huge fan of oval designs. I think that the design inside of the oval puts it over the edge of some of the oval ones that I don't like. So I know I said I might do these ones after, but I really don't know. I feel like I can't properly rank them, even though I'm ranking them off of design. I'm just not. None of them pop out to me. They would all be in B, and I feel like that's not something I can do. So I'm gonna stick with just the ones that I knew, and that's it for this video, I think. Y'all can follow me on TikTok. Link is in the description of my channel. See you next time. Peace.